Hey, welcome everybody. Oh my God, we've got Alexandra and me and Hristiyan, and we're all on the phone,
Daniel
or
Johnson is here.
Zoom together, and we're here to talk about this Pickup 101 grand finale, explosive, once in a lifetime event, the
Bigger than life,
reunion, bigger than life. This reunion workshop where who would have ever thought this would happen, but we're getting the instructors back together and we're teaching
the best of the best.
The best of the best for one last final weekend. So I thought it'd be fun. We're just going to talk here, enjoy. I hope you all enjoy this. I thought it'd be fun. Let's start off. Oh, first of all, if you want to join us, there will be a link in the bottom here with all the information about the event. But I don't want to give you a big sales pitch right now. We want to talk about, first of all, I want to talk about how did we come up with this idea? Because that was kind of a crazy story. Does anyone want to tell that story?
All right. Actually, so Daniel, what are the dates of the workshop?
August 11th to 13th. That's
Okay.
A Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Cool.
3 days in the Bay Area, San Francisco-ish area. And all the details are there. Are there other important ones? Because clearly I am forgetful. Thank you.
You're getting old.
You're doing great.
You're going to be my new secretary. That's banter.
Right.
I was bantering with Alexandra.
Thanks.
Pretty good, huh? That's what I learned at PickUp.
Clever, very clever. I like how you did that.
All right. So
I think that was actually a line that we used to use, like, "Oh, you're cute. You'll be my new secretary."
I don't remember
If
that.
not, now we're gonna use it.
I like it. I was like, stop looking at me like a fat kid looks at it, or is looking at a hamburger.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Anyway, so how did we come up with this idea? I know it happened to take place at somebody's wedding. That might be
okay, that's true.
Yeah. So do you wanna share?
I was getting married, yes. But actually, I was pretty busy with the wedding, so I don't think I was actually there when you guys came up with this idea.
I don't know. I think I don't know if I'm wrong. You can correct me, but I think it might have been myself that got really excited about the idea of bringing everyone.
Uh-oh, she froze.
Uh-oh, we lost one.
That's how excited she got.
Back together. Once I heard that Lance is kind of semi.
Oh, okay.
We lost him.
Uh-oh. I got so excited I lost my internet connection.
I guess so. Slow it down a bit.
Sorry. No, but anyway, no, I learned that Lance was semi-retiring now that he's married and he has a baby on the way, which is pretty incredible. But I thought, what would be cooler than bringing the old crew back together, and not just bringing us back together for one last kick-ass workshop, but really taking the combination of everything that we personally have learned over the last few years. And my gosh, many of us are in serious relationships, others are married, others have dated a million girls, whatever it might look like. And I thought, how cool would it be just to bring everyone together in one place and teach truly what we think are the most valuable things in the world of dating and relationships.
Sure.
And even if you're in a relationship, still how to take your relationship to a whole new level. That's part of it too.
It's like an opportunity to really distill. That's the word I was like a great distillation of a fine alcohol or liqueur. It's like we're distilling 13 years or all these years. I mean, different people joined at different times. I think that was for me. I joined 13 years ago. And all the things we've learned in that time and going through all the ups and downs and teaching and then not teaching and taking a break and a lot that we've learned and trying to really bring all that in together to just what's the best kernels that I can share. So I think that's kind of exciting.
I think what I'm most excited about is really I've learned so much in my personal life in the last number of years, since teaching for Pickup 101. And, I've traveled the world, I've dated, I've, done it all. Not really, but anyway, but I just think it would be so amazing to like for one last time, just like really make a difference in others' lives, and whatever that might be. If they, you know, want to, you know, meet a variety of women, if they want to find their future wife, whatever it might be for them, like I really hope that we can come together and help them with that and really affect them in the best
And obviously
way.
not the last time that any of us are going to be affecting people's lives, but the last time we'll be doing it all together with the Pickup 101 name.
The last time under Pickup 101.
Yeah, we will continue to do this. That's what we love to do, in different ways. I mean, it won't be about pickup. Probably be about different things. But you know, a lot of people have been asking me too, like why is Lance closing down the business? But I think, you know, maybe not everyone knows where he's at in his life. It's
I think we need to do an interview with him.
Oh yeah, we should definitely try to do that.
Definitely do that.
I think it's pretty beautiful. I mean, he looks like he's at such a great place in his life. He's expecting his first kid. He's married. They've got a beautiful home. It's wonderful. I mean, what an amazing life. And yeah, I just got the sense like he's ready to move on, and he felt really complete about it, and really with a lot of integrity, which is kind of how he always tried to run the business too. So I was impressed.
I'm curious, you guys, like what have you two been up to in the last, like, I don't even know how many years, let's say 5 years? Like, how do you have coaching practices? Like, how are you, what are you doing?
Hristiyan? I know Hristiyan's been doing, I mean, Hristiyan's like an artist with his coaching, and I know he's never stopped, although it's, you know, he's kind of changed the way he does it, but I'd love to hear about that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I've never stopped. I've always had at least one coaching client. Matter of fact, as soon as we're done with this, I have a coaching call. But I mean, I used to do it once I stopped for Pickup 101. I continued doing it like full time for maybe 2 or 3 years. I made my living with it, and then I think that 2008, 9, 10 crash really affected my ability to fill in workshops. So I'm currently not teaching workshops. I'm only doing coaching, but I do evening talks. I collaborate with other people. Like I've been part of a lot of different events. But yeah, my teaching is gone on a whole. I mean, it's always stay on the subject of relating, and continue to mostly work with men and help them really relate to women in a better, deeper way. I've also worked with women, and my favorite is probably working with couples, because then you get both the male and the female, the feminine and the masculine in one space. And then you could just, instead of telling the guy, when you do X and Y, she's going to respond like this, she gets to see it happens in real life and the other way around. So, I mean, it's continued to grow and evolve and continues to do so until today. I don't know if that's...
Like, I'm curious, like, what are your favorite things, like, when working with men? Like, now, what do you feel passionate about bringing to the table when working with guys?
Well, working with guys specifically, one of my favorite things, which has always been a favorite thing of mine, is women are such a loud mirror. To me, when a man shifts internally, I've noticed in my life and through teaching the women 100% respond to that always. Like, so if I get a man to feel really solid and grounded about where he's at and what he wants, like a woman almost instantly will surrender to that, and like he doesn't even need to sell it, and he doesn't need to talk about it. When he internally makes that shift, the woman that he's with responds right away. Even if like a guy work with guys that work on like online dating these days with Tinder and all this stuff, when he makes an internal shift, instantly he starts attracting completely different women. So that's my favorite. How do we internally align to actually attract what we want?
And I've watched you do this, and you have a really interesting way of I mean, one thing I know about you is you don't go on a script. You don't have like a structure. You're much more of an unstructured teacher. I think like you're the definition of unstructured teacher. but what's amazing is that you can really just tune into like the personal situation of each guy and kind of like feel where they're at and not even like necessarily like so much give advice. I mean, maybe I've seen you give advice too, but also just like kind of like a tune-up or something like that, like like a little mechanic fixing things. Not that you're broken out there. You're not like a broken car, but.
No, but you know, sometimes though it really just takes just like the smallest little tweak, if you want to call it that, where like people, for men and women, like you don't even realize. Like I know in my own life, sometimes like somebody's come up to me and been like, "Hey, have you ever noticed like this one little thing? And maybe if you just try this one little thing, you know, just a teeny bit differently, it will make this huge change." And I'm like, "Huh, like that's interesting." And then you try it, and it's just like it blows your mind. How like you didn't even notice, you know, maybe something you didn't even know you were doing, but
yeah, I mean, it's funny that you say that because I actually think that's super true for the way that you teach. Because I mean, I've seen both of you guys teach, and I used to be the one coordinating all the instructors, so I knew like what everyone's up to. But one of the things I noticed about you, Alexandra, is like, and I think part of it's being a woman. It's like. But there's a way that you could give guys feedback about something that maybe was already there. Like it was already something they already were doing and they just didn't recognize. But hearing it from you, hearing it from a woman, like a beautiful woman, but not like in a fake way. It was always like really sincere, like coming from your heart, like genuine Alexandra feedback. And it would light guys up. Like I would see them just like transformed, kind of like, with a new sense of confidence of like, oh, this really is something that can be appreciated by a woman. Like, and I don't have to put on a fake persona, and I don't have to learn some new like routine to like make women laugh. Like I actually already had a lot of strengths. And
that's the thing. It's, you know, it's so complicated to have to memorize. You know, I remember in our workshops, we used to, you know, teach like certain, you know, back pocket openers and certain things, and that's still really important, but at the same time it's so, I'll say, stressful, and it just weighs on you when you're carrying around all of this information. You know, okay, I've got to do this and I've got to do this, and if I don't do this, then I'm not going to attract the girl and I'm not going to get her number and she's not going to come home with me. But just being able to, like, instead of giving like fake ways to go about it, like, I love teaching just how to, and this sounds so weird to say, but like taking people and just bringing their best qualities just to the surface so they're aware of them, and then sending them out to me.
And I see you do that to not even just like your clients. I see you just do that to people. Like, I've seen you just like some random person you're just talking to at a cafe or something, and you just like bring out the best of them. It's pretty amazing quality. So
I
appreciate that.
What about you, Dan?
Go ahead.
I'm wondering if anyone wants to share like some stories of like cool teaching experiences from the past, you know, from PickUp 101 or.
Well, I have to say something I'm really proud of. So over the years, I've had 6 different students of mine from the past. They are now married using the skills that they claim that I've taught them. And they are now married with the woman of their dreams.
I haven't counted, but yeah, probably.
I'm really thrilled about
I do hear it all the time. I hear from guys, or I see on Facebook, it's just like, so-and-so got married. And I'm like, sweet. Or then I see their baby, you know, a year later. It's like, right? Oh. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, no, I
think I'll share a memory. One of my favorite things is like, I remember, so we used to go to Mel's Diner, and anyone who took a workshop in San Francisco will remember these moments, but we would go to Mel's Diner in San Francisco, which was just a couple walks from the Matrix, which was like the cool, you know, like fun club, and
which is still happening.
And they'd be like, yeah, we may end up there on August 11th, 12th, or 13th. And I remember we'd go to Mel's and like we'd have like a dozen guys. And first of all, we'd be all like loud and rowdy, because what I loved about the workshops is how we would feed off each other's energy, and you would see guys getting into a state that they rarely accessed. Like it's still totally them and it's totally natural, but like it's this state where like a state of flow where they're feeling good, they're happy, they're laughing, conversations just like flowing naturally. And we would try to just get everyone into that state. So it's like 12 guys loud and rowdy, and then we'd go out into the parking lot and we'd like chant or yell or do some like man stuff like ah. And then by the time we hit the bars, it was like nothing, like, you know, just like a tidal wave hitting.
I know all the girls didn't know what was happening. Like,
they didn't know what was happening because like they're like, it's like 11 o'clock and they're like, oh, I haven't even had my first drink yet. And then I was like, whoa, this guy's making me laugh and I can't even control myself. I'm having so much fun. And we would just light up, you know, the city with that attitude. It was just like, those were some amazing evenings, amazing memories.
I have a funny memory. It was a workshop in Arizona, in Scottsdale, and I'll never forget. I was with one of my students, and we look across the bar. There's this gorgeous blonde, like 10 out of 10 sexy, and I say to my student, I'm like, hey, you know, check that girl out, and he's like, oh my god. So I'm like, okay, you know, go and do it, you know, do what I taught you, go and approach her. So he walks over, and he's there for like an hour talking to her, and the bar's closing, and I'm like, oh my god, like, okay, I've got to get going, like it's time to go now. So I walk over as he's still talking to her, and you know, I just in a casual way, I'm like, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna take off. It was nice seeing you. And I said, oh, how did you guys meet? And the girl, like in the most excited way, she's like, this is what the girl says to me. She's like, well, I was actually flirting with him from across the bar. So that I was sending him signals to come over and approach me. And then he did. And in my mind, I'm like, wait, like, no, she wasn't doing anything. I was the one that like sent him over. But she was, in her mind, she was like sending signals, whatever that was. And I will never forget that. But
that's like an incredible thing too. I mean, for the guys that are listening, like that's the learning. That's take note right there, because this is like chick logic right there. That's chick brain.
In her mind, she was like telling him like, come over to me.
And that's, I mean, and it's important to recognize like that's, women can't really learn pickup the way that men can. Like that's what women have to do. They kind of have to. I mean, you know, maybe there's non-traditional stuff going on, but generally speaking, women are there like waiting to be approached, and it's the man's job to make that first move, to have the balls to do it. And so that's what it's like inside our mind. You have no idea. You right there watching this right now, you have no idea how many women are trying to send you signals.
And you're passing them by.
Them. So pay attention. They're doing it. They want you to talk to them.
I'm really good at teaching that specific thing.
That's true. That's true, because Hristiyan can read a woman's mind.
What am I thinking right now?
Inappropriate to say.
Nailed it.
Oh, look what time it is. I have to go now. No.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a big part of the transformation of the workshops. They create so much energy that, I mean, the craziest stories that I have up until today are probably at workshops, and even in my own life, like all the things, like it creates this bubble, this energy, and like a lot of crazy stories are coming. When it says Scottsdale, I was there teaching one time, and I was just teasing everyone that is just, you know, like everyone's so white in there. I'm like, well, this is not diversity here. There's not any Asian women here. And then we go out, and then I was going to meet all the students, and on the way to the bar or the restaurant we're meeting the students, I meet one Asian girl, and then she comes with me. I walk into the restaurant with Asian woman. So, but I think that could only be possible with those workshops, and that's the magic of them. And not anything special, I'm just saying it creates that kind of magic, stuff like that. And when you experience that, it kind of shifts something in your mind that's like, oh, life could be this this could be life. This opens up a door to a possibility you don't know was even possible.
I'm reminded. I want to tell one more story because I love this one. It was like really beautiful.
The dildo flying out of the window?
No, that's another good one. I almost got killed by a dildo. I almost died. You shouldn't laugh. No, this was so we were going. It was a workshop night. And we were going to the Holy Cow in San Francisco in the Soma district, and but we wanted to warm up first. Like we didn't have Mel's Diner in that district, so we wanted to warm up, and we wanted to get our social flow going. So we went into a little club called Butter. And I remember we often used Butter as like our little warm-up venue, like a throwaway almost. Like, this doesn't really matter. We're just going here. It's not our main destination for the evening. So we showed up, and it's like maybe 8 of us guys. And we go into the bar, and there's maybe like a dozen people inside. It's not much more than our group. And as soon as we go in, it's just like scatter. And each one of us goes to like each group in the bar and lights them up. And it's like all of a sudden this bar was like this quiet little speakeasy, like with, 6 couples on dates or something, like really boring and mellow and nothing going on. And all of a sudden it's like a party. And like everyone's like, and we're like introducing, it's like, oh, Rachel and Jeff, they're on their first date. Come and meet like Bill over here, like some other guy that I've never met. We're like introducing, and like, it's just like super fun all of a sudden. And people were commenting too. They're like, what happened? Like you guys walked in and all of a sudden this bar is like super fun. And then eventually we were like, well, I guess we got to go to Holy Cow. And it's about time. And we left. And you can look back and the whole bar was just like, again.
That's the coolest thing though. Just like you can do that in life in general. Like just everywhere that you go and everywhere that, whether it's at the grocery store or at a coffee shop or even at work, for example, like just being able to like bring people up and really bringing smiles to people and creating this great energy. Like you can do that everywhere. It doesn't have to be just in a bar setting. And I think when you're able to do that, my God, that's when like people just flock to you and they can't get enough of you.
It's a natural attraction.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, we're going to wrap this up soon, but this workshop, August 11th, 12th, 13th, Bay Area. What do you guys like? What are you bringing? What are you bringing to the table?
All right. So first off, can I start?
Go ahead.
All right. So one thing that in the last number of years I have master skill level, the art of approach. Like that is what I am so passionate about. Doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, like how to approach somebody. Doesn't matter. Could be the hottest person on the block. Like it could, I don't know, Armani model, whatever it might be. Like how to approach them, make an incredible first impression, and really create a connection with them. That's one thing that I'm definitely bringing to the table.
And I mean, I see you do this not just like, I mean, you're probably not bragging for yourself enough here, but you were what, like top sales rep for?
Number 1 in the United States.
In the United States, like
Fortune 500 company.
Making just like cold calls and stuff, just like a maniac, like starting conversations with strangers and selling them on stuff. And she's like kind of like a little bit of a maniac about this. And yeah, if there's anyone who knows how to start a conversation with a stranger, I would want you on my team there.
You know what my worst fear is on the planet, actually? Except other than needles? My worst fear actually is going into like a bar or nightclub setting. I feel so uncomfortable in that setting. I always have, but I've learned the skills to like, even with that like true like terror going through me, I've learned how to take that and turn it into something really positive and like make these incredible interactions, even though I'm terrified of that environment. So like that's something I also bring to the table is like this skill set has never been something that I naturally was born with. Like I've had to work really hard to figure this stuff out.
Do we have time for a quick interlude, or do we have to keep going? I guess we have to.
Go, Daniel, go.
I just
all the time in the world, but all the
I
time
was
in the
just recently listening to this this audio book or something, and I heard about this CEO of some company like back in the 50s, I think, and he had this mantra which was "Do it now," and he would make his whole company chant this every morning: "Do it now, do it now, do it now." And I feel like you would totally appreciate that, Alexander, because that's like the kind of attitude of like you see the person and you just do it. You just go, you just approach, you just do it. And you don't have time to like think or talk yourself out of it or anything like that.
The cool thing about that is it carries on to like all parts of my life. And like some of my students that I've worked with on this, it now like carries through their whole life. Like I don't even have a bucket list anymore. Like that doesn't even exist for me, because like when there's something that I want to do, I'm like, okay, I want to go, I don't know, on a trip to Italy. And instead of waiting, making that a goal for the next year, like I book my ticket and I just go for it. If there's somebody that I want to meet, you just go for it.
Cool.
And that's what I love. So, all right, Hristiyan, how about you?
Me.
Yes.
He seems so chill compared to us.
I've got to say one thing about Hristiyan. I don't even know how long I've known you. You were at the first workshop I ever went to.
Yes, I remember.
And oh my God, when I first met Hristiyan, my first impression, I was like, oh my God, he's such like this like Rico Suave ladies man. You were like the ultimate. You're just so like smooth, and oh my God, all the ladies are just like, oh my God. It's pretty funny and amazing at the same time.
I try. Well, I think based on what I said earlier, I think to me to have what you want, what's important, it's alignment. Like even as Daniel used the example with fine tuning a car or whatever. If your cars aren't in alignment, you're gonna wear out the car, and it's just not gonna. Like in one moment, if you want this thing, and the next moment you want another thing, and you constantly one wheel's going backwards, the other one's going forward, you're not gonna get anywhere. To me, as long as you're in alignment with your mind, body, and heart, and you're just clear about what you want, and all of you is willing to be in that direction, I think you can have the kind of relationships you want to have. And that's what I'm bringing.
Cool.
I'm excited to see what you teach. I can't wait. I'm really excited. All right, Daniel.
And not just teaching. I want to see you working with the guys too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, what am I going to bring? I mean, I think I've over the last few years, I've been doing a lot of meditation. I've gone on a number of retreats, like a 12-week silent retreat, and just living at meditation centers, stuff like that. I feel like I've learned so much about being human, really, about the way our minds work, and not just from reading a psychology textbook, but by actually observing my own mind and getting to know myself. And, I want to bring a lot of that. And I think one of the things I'm excited is really just to kind of like lead people into some of these experiences and kind of take us all on a journey, lead some meditation, lead some different exercises that kind of help you explore like your identity, your sense of self, and like maybe the habit patterns and like how to build new habits. It's kind of like sometimes as simple as that, just like changing the right habit in the right way, and all of a sudden like you're automatically doing the right things. So I'm most excited about really just working with the guys and like being up there and kind of leading some stuff. I think probably I have a lot to teach too. Like I could teach some banter and things like that, but my main focus is really going to be like trying to really help people to kind of make that change, I guess. So yeah, we have like 1 minute left. Again, it's August 11th to 13th.
And I've got to say, the cool thing about this upcoming workshop, that it's not just going to be us talking at the students, like to these guys. We're going to actually have incredible like exercises, and it's really going to be hands-on. We're going to go out into the field. We're going to be talking to women. We're going to be making connections. We're going to be doing the inner work.
And there's going to be a lot of instructors there, not just on stage, but kind of just hang out too. And so many guys you can just modeling people is amazing, or just talk with, network with, get to know them. So it's going to be really valuable too.
Yeah. And Lance will be there.
And Lance. And this, to repeat it again, like, we are serious. This is your last chance. This is it. This is the last time this will ever happen for PickUp 101 to work. And this might be the last time ever to work with Lance. I mean, he's really retiring, or to see us all in one place. So it's a one-of-a-kind thing. And we definitely hope to see you there.
Yeah. And also, too, I'll throw this out there. If anybody right now watching this video, like, if you have questions or, anything like that, like, I'm more than happy. I'll do a free, intake phone call with you.
Sure.
We can
you want to give an email or?
Sure. Yeah, why not? So
well, you can email me, pu101daniel@gmail.com. So pu101, like the company, and my name, Daniel@gmail.com. Send me an email.
He'll send you my way.
And yeah, and we can coordinate. I can set you up with any of these people. Or just click the link, send us an email, and we want to talk to you, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
See you there.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.